So he was walking, and he was walking like a robot, the suspect, the real suspect. And then I couldn't help but think of Christian Bale doing the dance. Christian Bale was doing an American Psycho. This video is going to be about reenactments of some of the people in the news. Prince Harry, Prince William was physical towards him, being told the B-list celebrity was obnoxious, abrasive, grabbed him by the collar, threw him back, fell, ripped. They suggested he wears a Nazi jacket. So I feel that he's going to let him get away again. He looked at Meghan. He said to Meghan, "How are you feeling?" She was so surprised. She couldn't believe that somebody was actually asking her how she's doing. She's been having such a horrible time during the whole couple of months. She was a working royal. Prince Harry is going back to the same journalist. And we're going to get the one-sided story. Challenge them. When is somebody going to have that courage to stand up and to say what you are saying doesn't make sense? I cannot wait to see the two interviews, to be honest. I cannot wait to see them because I want to be proven wrong. You know what's so crazy in acting? Credit to the actor studio coming up for the craft of acting to be the art of experiencing. Such people as Konstantin Stanislavski, who is the constructor of the first written manual for actors, to how they can act truthfully in the imaginary situations. Acting should be experiencing. Self-awareness by self-reflecting to why sometimes his performances were extraordinary and he felt like he was believable and he was living moment to moment to moment in those experiences in the different characters that he was portraying. Therefore, he was able to come up with a manual, with a written format for all the actors out there to be able to go to when inspiration was not sufficient to make them have great performances. Based on his manual, people such as Lee Strasberg, who was the artistic director of the Actor Studio, took those teachings and those ideas and he adapted them to the American actor in the United States of America. Konstantin Stanislavski with Moscow Art Theater came to America with an Anton Chekhov play. It's being said when the show was over, the audience members who were privileged to be in the theater, having seen for the first time actors such as Konstantin Stanislavski and the rest of the troupe from the Moscow Art Theater, at the end of it, when the curtain went down, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do because it was the first time they had seen great acting in comparison to what they had seen before, which was pretend acting. So when they were faced with something that was so great for the first time, at the end of it, there were minutes that went by without the audience knowing what to do. That is such a teachable moment for all of us. It tells us in a general situation, if we are being exposed to mediocre people, to mediocre behavior, when we are being faced with greatness, we need a couple of minutes for the brain to understand the same the audiences needed those few minutes. Then they started to applaud. They had seen something that was so believable on the stage. They had seen characters who were behaving like human beings by turning their back to the audience. At first, when it was received by the audience, they were like, why are they turning their backs to us? We are supposed to be the audience. They have to be facing us. Then they realized those actors were no longer actors. They were the characters in the play. Isn't it crazy that I'm talking about Moscow Art Theater? And then without wanting to even talk about it, every time that I see this guy that's all over the news right now, the suspect in the Idaho, the alleged murderer in the killing of the 4 beautiful souls, the college students, and you see this guy within the last couple of days, and the situation took place in Moscow. I didn't even know they have Russian names as cities in the United States. For the last couple of days, I've been watching it. It's all over the internet, it's all over the news. And I've seen some of the experts come out and talk about this guy. Every time I see an image of him, I'm like, oh my God, there's this creepy feeling that I have. It so scares the hell out of me. Innocence until proven guilty. And I couldn't help but hear these many experts talk about how in their expertise, they were talking about him as if he were a character. Scenes of all these serial killers in the analysis of the cases. So they are reenacting, just as actors reenact in action without just the theory, to be able to find the clues and how it is possible for human beings to get to that point where they to be able to commit such horrific acts. Let's just imagine a character that would come close with somebody who is a brilliant actor. And what movie I could think about, the one with Christian Bale in American Psycho, which was such a brutal film to watch. Having all this happening and having all these people online try to analyze and try to figure out how is somebody with this guy's background is able to commit such acts. Going back to Christian Bale, I don't know if he actually says he's a method actor, but you can see in his take on of the roles that he's portrayed, there's no way that he's distancing himself from the characters to say, I don't want to drop into those situations the characters I'm portraying are going through. There was a scene, it wasn't in the way that he was portraying a human being as a killer from the beginning, because what's so shocking about these people, and especially the suspect, we're all watching all over the news now, is they look like normal human beings. The scene that I'm talking about of Christian Bale, that behavior would be a normal behavior. Grabbing the axe in that scene is so freaking scary because there's the contradiction. So he's not going, oh, I'm coming out as a killer in the scene, and he is so subtle in his behavior. He presents himself as a normal human being, and then boom, it changes. Then there's an improvisation where he does this dance where he's talking about the music, and it's almost like he's remembering a video that had to do with the music, and he does this dance. There was something that he allowed himself to come up with because he was not judging the character to be a killer. It makes the audience be scared. The audiences are scared of the unknown. He's letting us become witness to for just glimpses throughout the film, walking like a robot. It just brought me back to that dance. I don't know, it's my if you are doing this the way that I'm doing it, reenact this of what Christian Bale was doing, I can feel this vibration through my whole body. Terror. We all have. It's about using parallel events and allowing your imagination and allowing your analysis, doing research. All of those together will reveal what great actors such as Christian Bale was able to reveal in that dance. There's never going to be a manual that's going to give us the perfect analysis in behavior. That's going to be the final way that we will understand human beings. Thank you.